If you're a woman that found this video, we have a genuine question for you. If you were to meet a man that not only wanted, but required for you to be submissive, and when we say submissive, we mean he wants it to be very clear that he makes every decision, he is the only one that can make decisions, and your opinion does not matter. That same man is also extremely controlling. So not only does he get the only vote for decisions within the relationship and household, but he also decides everything for you and your life and what you're allowed to do or not do. That same man also would absolutely hate and despise you if you were to own anything of your own. And he would sooner have you sign all of your possessions over to him or get a divorce if you don't comply to his demands. If the man you met fit all of this criteria, would you be open to dating him? And if you would be open to dating him, what could have possibly convinced you to make that choice? His money? Prestige? Well, if you wonder why we're asking you all that, it's because we might have found your perfect man on episode 102 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. The man you see in front of you fits all of that criteria and seems to be very controlling and a walking red flag to say the least. So let's talk about everything that went down with this contestant and some of the comments about him on this episode of Pop the Balloon or Find Love.
Whew. Listening to you go through all of that was like taking a bullet on each criteria that you mentioned. Anyway, let's get on into this video with Mr. Milk Dud Head is who I'm gonna call him.
Mr. Milk Dud.
Mr. Milk Dud. And Miss Pink Lady, okay? So it had gotten down to the two of them, and they had a lot of questions for each other back and forth, getting to know each other better. Miss Pink Lady had mentioned that she had recently bought a home, that she's very family-oriented, that she loves to cook. And even prior to them actually getting down to just them two, she had asked the entire lineup a question regarding how they view communication or like something along the lines of how they communicate in a relationship. And Mr. Milk Dud answered by saying that he sees himself to be a volcano. And he likes to take space when speaking to his significant other, like if they're having a disagreement, because he wants to make sure that he keeps things respectful. To which Miss Pink Lady asked him, a little, a qualifying question. She said something along the lines of, you're a volcano. Does that mean that you're quick to anger? And he said, no, that doesn't mean I'm quick to anger. I'm more like a dormant volcano. And I just want to make sure that the communication stays respectful and that my woman is always respectful. So in my opinion, he kind of dodged the question. But clearly this was something that everybody was picking up as they were watching this interaction and him answer this question, because we have this comment here. Anger issues, ? Any man that says he is a volcano is to be avoided. And I would have to agree, because when you say to me that you are a volcano, it don't matter if you're a dormant volcano. It don't matter if you're a green volcano. It don't matter if you are a happy volcano. You are a volcano at the end of the day. You will erupt. There is boiling hot lava magma inside of you. Yeah. So that tells me that you are dangerous and I should steer clear of the damn volcanoes.
Yeah, what did he even mean when he was trying to say that he's a volcano? What was he trying to say with that?
I have no clue. I think that he was comparing himself to a volcano because he likes the imagery and like the power of a volcano, like that imagery, right? Like a volcano is something that is not to be messed with. Like it can destroy things at any moment. And I feel like his machismo really enjoys that imagery. But when you're talking to a woman and she's asking you about your communication style, men, the quickest way to lose a woman is to say that you are a volcano.
Yeah, I don't get it, because if you're trying to, portray yourself in a good way to a woman, I don't get why a volcano would be what you choose if you don't want to be a red flag. A volcano is already known in color for being red with the lava, right? Like, he is going to explode. He says he's a dormant volcano. I don't know if you could tell me if I'm wrong, but do dormant volcanoes at some point come to explode, like eventually?
I don't know. Y'all geography buffs,
y'all
can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not know of any volcano, even if it is dormant now, that it wasn't it did not erupt at some point in time.
Yeah.
Now that shit might have been hundreds of millions of years ago.
Yeah.
But it still erupted.
And
bottom line, a volcano is still connected to the core of the earth, which the core of the earth has the lava and the magma.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're telling me that you always have this boiling pit inside of you? That's scary.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I heard. Like, at the end of the day, dormant or not, you are able to explode, because that's really the only thing that we know volcanoes to do. He didn't say I'm a mountain. He said I'm a volcano. So the only thing that you think is going to happen, the only action you think is going to occur is an explosion at some point in time, which I don't know if that's, like you said, powerful to him, and it makes him feel like, as a man, I can explode, I can blow up, but I am dormant. So I don't know if he's trying to tell her that, I'm chill right now and I'm good and I'm calm until you make me not good and calm. But either way, who wants to hear that when you're first meeting somebody as a potential prospect to date and also a potential prospect to marry? So yeah, any man that says he is a volcano is to be avoided, as this person says. I completely agree.
As well as when he threaded it into the respect part, you notice he only mentioned the respect on the woman's end. Mm-hmm. He said he wants his woman to always be respectful. He's a volcano. He needs to take time, and his woman needs to be respectful and not raise her voice or call him out his name or get, overly passionate, when they're in conversation, because the woman always has to keep it respectful. He said nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing about himself keeping the communication respectful, which, adds to his volcano imagery. I don't really think that volcanoes are too respectful, so maybe it works.
I think he didn't.
I guess it works for him.
I think he didn't say anything about him being respectful, because in his mind, he only thinks about his woman being respectful. And that's the only thing that matters to him. Is that you respect me. I don't have to respect you because I take care of you, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But I demand respect, and that's what it is. And you're going to take whatever I give you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really bad. But I want to also talk about the next thing that happened with him and this woman as well.
The craziest thing is, she still was interested in this man and continued getting to know him and asking questions. Mm-hmm. Until they literally got up to the final two. Arlette brought them both up and was about to ask her final question, and he pops, basically.
Yeah. I don't know if you mentioned earlier that she said that she owns a home.
Yes.
So she told him that she owns a home, like she bought it. He specifically went back, like she said she owned the home. They talked about some other stuff in between, whatever. He went back to saying, do you actually own the home or do you rent it? Like, it seemed important for him to know if she actually owned this home.
Which he wasn't listening too well, because she had already said that she bought a home.
Exactly. So she bought this home. He also asked where it was, but he had asked that before he asked, the second time if she owned it, whatever. He got to this point where he lets Arlette take him up to the front. And this is where I want to go back to reference our last video where we gave the other woman a lot of credit when she didn't want to go up to the front if it wasn't going to be a yes.
Correct.
Because she said, let's not waste each other's time. He was told that this woman bought a home more than once prior to being brought to the front.
Prime example of a waste of time.
Exactly. And just like you said, he waited to the last second that Arlette asked, and he pops. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. When he asked where her home was, I forgot what she said, but it wasn't nowhere near close to him.
It was Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Okay, there you go. And he asked her if she is willing to relocate. And she actually said, yes, I am willing to relocate.
Yeah, she said a house is a house. She said, a house is a home, but I can make a home wherever.
Exactly. So then, like I was saying, Arlette asked them up. He pops on her, and his answer is because you own a house. Because you own a home. And he first tried to lead into it saying that, because you own a home, you already seem settled and, I'm not willing to do the long distance. And I'm glad Arlette did something here. Arlette actually cut in and was like, but she actually said that she's willing to relocate. And the woman said, thank you, Arlette.
And that look on Arlette's face was the look on everybody's face as they were watching this part of the episode, because we have a comment here.
Exactly. The comment reads, popping because she has a home. Girl, you dodged a bullet.
Dodged a bullet.
Now, one thing I want to say about this is I do not think he popped because it was long distance as he was trying to state. Because like Arlette stated, she stated that she is willing to relocate when he asked that, right? And then even when Arlette corrected him, said she is willing to relocate, he was like, yeah, I know she said she's willing to relocate, but I still see that her owning the home as she's still settled over there, and I'm not willing to do long distance. So he basically act like she didn't say the relocation thing and like Arlette didn't correct it. I don't think that's the reason. I think the true and the real reason is because of how set this man is on having a submissive woman that takes a backseat role and knows that she is not the captain, as we'll get into later in this video on other comments. But yeah, he just wants to make sure that she knows that she does not have power. And a black woman with owning a home that she said is $500,000.
$500,000 home. Okay, go ahead, get it, girl. Yep. Get it, girl.
I think he thinks that's too much power.
Absolutely.
I genuinely think it was not because of the long distance or anything like that. I think he felt that she was too established and that she has been the captain of her own ship and she's not a damsel in distress. So therefore I can't rescue you. Therefore I can't control you. Therefore you can't be submissive to me, because how are you submissive while you're owning property? What's submitting that?
Absolutely. This whole episode, he's living in this glass house, saying that he's so confident and he's so this. And when he walks into the room, he just exudes masculine and confident and leader. Yet he can't handle a woman that owns her own home.
Yeah.
He can't handle a woman that does not need him, but might want him, but does not need him financially.
Mm-hmm.
He can't handle that. Mm-hmm. It's a glass house. You throw a stone at that house, it's gonna shatter, because he needs somebody that literally needs for him to be their savior. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't Miss Pink Lady. And Mr. Milk Dud, oh Lord, he gets on my nerves. I can't.
Yeah, all I gotta say is I definitely agree with you, girl. You dodged the bullet. It's not him. Not him. I don't think the woman that I was talking to at the beginning with the intro, asking if you're willing to date him, I don't think you should be willing to date this man. No.
Even if you wanted somebody like that. Not this one.
Not this one. Let's look on to his next interaction.
So Mr. Milk Dud then meets Miss Stallion. And she comes in and it's actually between the two of them, Mr. Milk Dud and the NPC Puerto Rican next to him.
The NPC.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Puerto Rican, we love you, but you had no personality, absolutely zero. So NPC is what you will get in this video. So it came down to the two of them, and the two men got to ask Miss Stallion a question, right? Or questions, I should say. And of course, what is the first question that Mr. Milk Dud asks? What are your views on a traditional godly marriage when it comes to gender roles and a woman being submissive? So Miss Stallion, she kind of I feel like she really understood what he was asking, but she kind of wanted him to dig his own grave a little bit, because she kind of acted like, well, I don't know, like, what you mean? What do you mean, like, traditional godly marriage? Like, I'm not familiar. Like, can you kind of explain? So of course, Mr. Milk Dud obliges and continues to dig a hole and begins to say that, ask her rather, how does she feel about a woman, being very submissive to her man and allowing the man to lead? So much so to the point where the man makes the final decisions, has the final say, with no exceptions. He said that, I'm not making this up, with no exceptions, and that the man is always the captain of the ship, and that the woman knows that he is the only captain of the ship.
He specified the captain part.
He specified that. I am not making any of this up. This was all Mr. Milk Dud.
He was very serious about being the only captain on this ship.
The only captain. So Miss Stallion goes ahead and gives her answer. It's a very respectable answer, honestly. She's just like, I do believe in the traditional roles of marriage. Like, the man leads and the woman follows. She did say that she believes that there should be a balance in the power or in the roles in the relationship. And she also said something along the lines of, every relationship will look different when it comes to that. But in the end, she does believe that a man should lead and a woman can, should be submissive or submit or whatever. So she answered this very gracefully. Honestly, I don't know if Mr. Milk Dud was too receptive to her answer. And clearly everybody must have been catching the same vibe. Even Arlette's face. Yo, Arlette's face this entire episode was everybody's mood as they were watching Mr. Milk Dud go along. And to prove that, we have a comment here. Purple Suit is looking for someone he can control. She said all the right things. Now, that she said all the right things, me and you talked about this. This could really be about any of the women. Because for any woman that he got the opportunity to ask a question, his question was about how they felt about being submissive and a man leading. And the woman had to go ahead and give their answer to that. And all the women had a, respectable, graceful answer to it. But yes, we've been saying this entire video. He is looking for someone he can control. He's looking for a little teeny bopper that is a yes, daddy. Yes, sir. How high? Oh, is it too cold? Let me heat it up for you. Let me kiss your feet. Like, he really is looking for that doormat of a woman.
And you know what that tells me too? Usually I feel like when people come out in public, and especially on a dating show, a public dating show, there is always some level or some version of yourself that I think that you mask. Like, I think you hide your true intention to a certain extent. So I feel like if you get intentions like this that are so controlling, that are so blatantly obvious, I think behind the scenes it's actually going to be worse.
That's what I was going to say. You just said that. I can't imagine the things he is hiding.
Yeah.
If he's acting like this in national YouTube.
Yeah, he's ready to say this on YouTube. He is ready to tell you that you get no say in anything. He is ready to be like, I hope you know there's one captain. He is ready. He's said it to all of us. We all know now. But if he is saying that here, then behind the scenes, what kind of steroid level of controlling are you?
A menace.
He's definitely looking for someone to control. He's just so obvious with it. And it's not something he's trying to hide here, but clearly there must be something much, much worse that he's hiding behind the scenes when he gets off of here. But yeah, absolutely, she said all the right things. Like you said again, all of these women that he has spoken to said plenty of right things. They said great things, and he was just really trying to pick apart the whole idea of, but can I control you though? Like, you're great and you're nice and you're sweet.
But will you do what I say?
Yeah.
Every time that I say what I need you to do?
Yeah, and it's the part too where it's like, he's like, are you submissive? And she's like, yes, I am submissive. Yeah, but what does submissive really mean to you? Because he did ask that at one point too. What does submissive really mean to you though? And I forgot how she described it. But once he did his description and she still agreed, to being submissive, but add the part of her having her own opinions, he ain't like that shit. No. I don't think you understand that to me, to Mr. Milk Dud, that being submissive means no opinions. So the fact that you have a single one, I don't think me and you are aligned spiritually and morally on what submission is, what submissive needs to be. You know what I'm saying? I really think he was just trying to pick every woman apart as far as being submissive goes. And I guess he saw nothing that he liked. And you know what? The one thing I will give him credit for, unfortunately, is that he saved these women the headache.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He didn't make them go out on a date with him later to then find out the level of controlling that he is hiding.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? He was that same level of controlling even through the entire episode. He did not change for nobody. So that's another thing I can give to him. He was consistent.
I'm surprised he let Arlette dictate the questions. Because a BM would have kicked his ass out if he tried to step on her toes. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was gonna catch BM's wrath with Miss Pink Lady. Thing. Yeah, absolutely. Especially the way Arlette. Yo, if y'all don't watch this episode for nothing else, please just watch it on silent and watch Arlette's face.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Arlette be telling stories, yo.
Yeah.
She could have a whole conversation with the camera without saying a word, yo. I promise you.
Absolutely.
I promise you, man. We feel you, Arlette. But let's get into the final story with Mr. Milk Dud and this whole interaction with her having to choose on No, she didn't have to choose who she wanted to pop, right?
No.
Mr. I forgot what you call him, the NPC.
Puerto Rican NPC.
Yes, please tell.
So, Mr. Puerto Rican Poppy, NPC, right? So, like we said before, it was down to Mr. Milk Dud and Mr. NPC. And Mr. NPC ended up popping, actually, because Miss Stallion lived a little too far for his liking, and he was not open to doing long distance. So, Arlette went ahead and asked the question that she usually does, even when somebody pops, well, is he someone that's usually your type? And Miss Stallion says, oh yeah, absolutely. He is very attractive, very easy on the eyes, I think is the phrasing that she put it. And Mr. Milk Dud did not like that one little bit. He did not hesitate. He had his toothpick ready and he popped.
Might have been a machine gun.
That balloon, pop, pop, pop.
He was done.
He was absolutely done.
So up out of here, man.
He was absolutely done. And when Arlette went back to Mr. Milk Dud and asked him why he popped his balloon, he proceeded to explain that, you know, he's a man that has so much confidence. You know, when he steps into the room, please believe me when I tell you that I am not making this up. This is how he started the sentence, okay? He is a man that has so much confidence, and when he walks into a room, you know, he just exudes so much confidence and charisma, and, you know, he doesn't want his woman to be looking and speaking about other men like that in his presence.
Mm-hmm. You know the crazy thing? He wouldn't want his woman to look
correct
or speak like that.
Correct.
Is this his woman?
You read my mind.
This is not his woman.
It's not.
She is currently in the process of deciding on a lineup of men.
Correct.
Who would be the best option to possibly go out on a date with.
Correct.
To see if we really fuck with each other.
Correct.
But your woman? What? So you want her, like, so if she came out to the lineup, and let's say it's a lineup of 10 men, I don't know what the actual number is, but if she came out to a lineup of 10 men and she found 3 of you attractive, you were one of them, and she acknowledged that 2 of the other men were attractive, you're popping her balloon because every other person up here needs to be ugly to her except for you, and while she's not committed to you, mind you.
Correct.
I would almost slightly, and I emphasis on slightly, understand more if they were genuinely married and he doesn't want to hear his woman, you know, saying that all these other men are attractive. Sure, like, you don't want to hear your partner say that, but you also know your partner has eyes, and they can't just act like everybody in the world is ugly. Like, sure, that person's attractive, but I only have eyes for you. But the fact that they are not even together and he's acting like you're not playing the wife role correctly as is, says a lot.
Let me tell you something. His skirt was really showing at this part because what he just revealed about himself was that any woman that he is interested in, whether or not he has made his interest known to that woman, he already owns her in his head.
Yes.
I already own you. Yes. So if you do anything that I don't like how she did with NPC Puerto Rican, yes, he's attractive. All of a sudden, Mr. Milk Dud is instantly turned off. Mm-hmm. Instantly turned off. Instantly not the woman for me. How dare she? He probably took that shit so personal. Mm-hmm. That hurt his little volcano heart.
Mm-hmm.
Sure did.
Yeah, ultimately what Mr. Milk Dud means when he's looking for a submissive woman, he's looking for a woman that is in desperate need of help, a damsel in distress who has no properties or anything that she has of her own. So he can be the one to come and provide things for her because she doesn't own anything. I feel like, again, if you own something, it gives him the fear that you could step out at any time because you don't feel like you need him, because you have your own power and all this and that. So he needs a woman that has low self-esteem already.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't have a lot of power. Absolutely. Who has no ownership of anything.
Yep.
So when he comes into her life, they genuinely feel like he saved them. He needs to be the guy that saved them. And then the guy that they look to for all the answers and for all the decisions and for everything that they feel is the center of their world, and everything goes through him and must go through him. And a woman who doesn't even think about making a choice, doesn't even think about making a decision. A woman who is afraid to. I think he genuinely wants a woman that is afraid to make choices, that is afraid of responsibility, that is afraid of independence, and a woman that is afraid to look at another man. Again, I'm not saying it's respectful when you're actually married in a relationship to be eyeing other people up and down and stuff like that. But again, you can't change if another person's attractive. You can just be respectful within your relationship. But for him, it's much more deeper than that. It's not just don't acknowledge another man's attraction to me, or just show your loyalty to me. It is much more deeper, man. He doesn't even want you to think another man could be attractive, and that's just not realistic, because you're not the only attractive person in the world.
Absolutely. Guaranteed Mr. Milk Dud is going to be at the R&B tour in a raspberry color suit looking for a little teeny bopper that he can walk all over. So ladies, please pay attention. Please, we need to zoom in on this man's face. I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a zoom in right here. Pay attention. Red flag. Walking red flag in a raspberry suit at the R&B tour. I promise you, stay away from this man.
We tried to warn you. Whatever you do after this point is on you, all right?
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I said foist. I'll leave that, though. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is A&Jay, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.